Hey, what is going on, truth lovers? And welcome back to the start of the end game. So, we are back in the courtroom, guys. So, who knows? Maybe let's have a guess here. I'd say 12 episodes at a guess, this game will be over. So, let's get on with it. Oh, Judge, I've missed you so much. Okay, so he's like an old man gimmick, right?
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. This trial shall determine the guilt or innocence of her. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is ready.
It's him again. The defense is ready.
My lord,
Remind me, how many years ago was it that you withdrew from the Public Prosecution Service?
it was some 5 years ago, my lord.
And now he's back, and he loves it.
Yes, and then 2 months ago you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly. And here you are again today. Are there some circumstances of which the court should be aware that have led to this erratic behavior?
Interesting. So the judge is finally asking him.
In what one might describe as your former life, 5 years past, you dealt exclusively in matters concerned with the highest echelons of society and government.
Really? Oh yeah, and this manuscript could potentially have something to do with the government, right? Interesting. But he showed up before the Irishman, didn't he? No, because the Irishman was the 3rd case, and then we had old Sosuke-san in the 4th case. Because yeah, the first 2 were in Japan, right?
Yet today you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess I find it a little more than a little befuddling, counsel.
Okay, slight music fade, but not fully.
There are 2 types of person I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large.
He means Mr. McGilded, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago. Yes, I just about managed to work that out, thank you. Magnus, if I'd known what a monster he was, I never would have defended him. Oh yeah, because it was him all along, right?
And secondly, even more loathsome, those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confidence tricksters from behind those tiny islands in the Far East, the Nipponese.
Oh, yo, because he was going after Sosuke hard. And he seems to hate us with a passion. And we thwarted him twice. What? Did he really just say that? He means you now, Bruno. I actually managed to work that out too. Thank you, Iris. This racist fucker, let's get him. Total betrayal? What are you talking about? That torrid look of hatred in his eyes. Was that directed solely at me? Or was he talking about all Japanese people? We have to win this case for Japan, guys.
An alarmingly scathing explanation, Zieks. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors.
Hope you bought some wine to throw into that fire behind you, you scumbag.
Your lordship is too kind.
Now, jurors, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial.
We got the guy from the last case. The husband of the wife. I don't recognise number 6 or number 3 unless it's that guy I give an American accent just in a slightly different outfit. But yeah, potentially 4 is that deaf guy, although he's dressed as a doctor, so probably just the same character model, right?
Are you ready to hear the evidence placed before you and determine the guilt or innocence of the defendant?
Former lieutenant in the British Army here, don't you know? Chaps like me were born ready.
Clean crockery, clean cutlery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think.
Meh, we'll do the same voices, I guess. Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely, absolutely everything. And I'm ready for it. Okay, so we can potentially use photo evidence to sway number 3's mind if it comes down to that. We'll try and remember that.
I don't understand it. I can't have left it in there. It's not possible. But could I have?
Women indispensable in society. Stop. Female-centric future awaits. Stop.
Oh, yo. What kind of voice should we give this guy? Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. What? Is he just reading a phrase book?
Is something wrong?
Not exactly. It's just... I'm fairly sure I recognise these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact.
Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time, don't they?
Yeah, not really in court when they're meant to be randomly selected, no.
But it is quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know?
I think we're at 7 million now, aren't we? I may be wrong. So I've been led to believe, but something tells me I'm being duped. Yes, uh-oh. Judge wants to get on with it, okay.
Very well. Now, Zieks. The court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case.
Oh, here we go.
As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there has never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder.
Okay, little explanation music.
The victim, Mr. Pop Winderbank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly.
Okay, in the back, got you. Have we got... No, but we should be getting, the autopsy report very shortly, I'd imagine.
The prosecution presents this photo of the crime scene.
Hey, we'll take that. Okay, shot in the back and blood coming out of the front. That kind of makes sense for now. Left hand looks slightly purple, but that could just be a shading effect. Could he potentially... No, he's still dead. I was going to say, could there be something potentially on his person which could stop the bullet or do some sort of fake blood like wine or ketchup or anything? But no, he did die, so probably not. Okay. Enough for theoreticizing. Let's get on with it.
As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near instant death.
Should maybe have topped up the water for this episode. Kind of get the feeling I might need more than that. But hey, we're 10 minutes in, you never know.
Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner.
Oh man, surely we should have got that photo for evidence. That usually follows on straight away.
His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory.
Rising? Okay. Oh, we didn't get the pictures, so we can't really look at that. So rising going up. Yeah, so potentially Gina is shorter than him, so rising would kind of make sense. Unless she was holding the gun strap. Yeah, we'll worry about that later, but rising diagonal trajectory is very specific. So we could potentially use that to get out of something. And what's that supposed to tell us?
It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself.
Okay.
Someone like the accused, you might say.
Okay, but someone could have just sort of crouched down on one knee and shot up, but yeah.
The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord.
Yes, give those to me now.
Indeed, the court accepts. Hand them to the bailiff, please.
The autopsy report has been entered into the court record. A report prepared by the Scotland Yard coroner that confirms instant death due to a single bullet wound from the back. There are no other signs of trauma. Okay, photo of the victim found murdered in the storeroom. It shows the single bullet wound in the man's back. What's this? A map? Well, a plan rather than a map, yeah. Little sort of blueprint gimmick. Right. So what's that? Roughly about shoulder height, yeah? I don't think she's that short, though. Potentially he's not that tall. Any chance that this says height on it? No. Okay, that's fine. But... yeah, there we are. Okay, time of death. 1 to 1:30. Okay. Okay, coroner was Dr. Stevens, in case that's relevant. Upper half, yes. Instant death. To the heart. Okay. So, yeah, what reason, like, because you need motive as well. And if you say, oh, she was robbing the place so she shot him, but he had his back turned. But, yeah, he could have been, like, running away. But, it is a bit sus so far. Okay.
I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishment where the incident occurred.
Sure. Okay, that kind of doesn't make sense because... yeah, so immediately looking at this plan and the way he's face down and where his body is positioned, she couldn't have shot him from behind because his back is sort of almost touching the door / wall if he was standing up. But if you were outside of the room and pulled down that little hatch or flap that we had to look into this room from the outside, you could easily just shoot him in the back. But then what would you do to Gina? Because it seems like she has no memories. Although she's fairly tight-lipped anyway, but yeah. But okay, I think we've got it sussed why it can't have been her. But we're going to have to take it very slowly going through the witnesses first. But yeah, a lot of things to potentially keep in mind here, but that's going to be maybe like 5-ish episodes from now.
The proprietor was found in a storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry, a door to the main shop that was found locked. In this sealed chamber there were only 2 persons present. The victim and the accused.
That mouse is cool. I wonder if that's going to come into play at all.
It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene...
ah, yeah, clutching the gun. Yeah, slightly forgot about that.
She had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet.
Oh, yo. Little panoramic sweep. Well, that's that then, isn't there? Isn't much more to say. Isn't she a grubby little pickpocket? She's one of those filthy drabs that lives in the East End. Oh, well, it's only a matter of time before she got blood on her hands then. What are the jurors waiting for? This girl's guilty as hell. We can't jump to the conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive. Good point. No, not the celebration sip already.
My learned Nipponese friend, it is you who mustn't jump to conclusions.
Oh, yo. Serious music here.
The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case.
Yeah, good point, mate. Don't be so defeatist already. We've just stepped foot in the courtroom.
Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses.
What? Really? I know, even though earlier I said, we're going to have to work through the witnesses, but that is quite surprising. Who was in the shop at 1:30 at night? Because it's meant to be locked up.
Good gracious!
The CCTV, potentially? No, because that's not an actual witness. That would just be evidence.
After their testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pick-purse or cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth.
Blah! Can barely speak today. What's going on?
The court will take the floor plan and firearm into evidence. Hand them to the bailiff, please, Zieks.
At once, my lord.
Okay, a plan of the pawnbroker read the scene of the crime, which shows the relative positions of the main shop and the rear storeroom. Probably no need to examine that, but we can try. Winterbank's gun. Okay. And as we know in the previous episode, he only keeps one bullet in the gun. So if it somehow turns out that evidence shows that this gun was fired twice, then that could be possible, but I wouldn't really see how. Because Winterbank only wants to use that bullet for himself, so yeah. Gun belonging to Winterbank that Gina was holding when she was found unconscious. There are signs of a single discharge. No. This isn't good. I feel like the mood in here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden. I think that's because it has. Oh, what's he doing? No, he's going 100% serious already.
Let us begin. Bring forth the witnesses to the foul murder of Winterbank on 16th April of this year.
Nice, guys, we are in full swing. What? Fruit family? Gregsy, you as well? No!
Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court.
Okay. Right, got to think of some voices here. Name's Nash Skulkin. Occupation is, baddie. Professional baddie. Name's Ringo Skulkin. Occupation's, same as him.
Tobias Gregson, Scotland Yard Inspector.
That's right, we're what they call the three Skulkin brothers. What? Was he meant to do it?
What are you looking at me like that for? Don't lump me in a few lot.
Cool, blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going through? It's our older bruv. Lost contact with him we have. So we're scouring every shady corner of the capital. And then last night we come across you, the very spit of the bloke. Ain't that right, Ringo? He is, Nash, he is. The very spit of him. So we decided there and then what we was going to do. We was going to call ya. What? Big bruv Skulky. Oh, sulky, my bad.
Come on, leave it out, you two.
Sulky Skulkin? Ah, yeah. And that's before he's run out of chips. Why is everyone just allowed to freely eat in court?
Well then, Inspector Sulky Gregson. Begging your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. What I would like to know, Inspector,
He just ignored him?
is what you are doing in the witness stand.
Man, so that's 2 cases in a row we've had a copper on the witness stand. Interesting. No wonder Zieks has been sniffing around it.
The Skulkin brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft.
Oh, thieves, are they, these three?
Poor Gregsy.
No, my lord, begging your pardon, but please don't lump me in of this lot.
2 nights ago, these two brothers illegally entered an establishment with intent to burgle. And in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime.
My Jove, you mean to say? What an extraordinary coincidence!
Indeed, my lord, while attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed its proprietor's murder.
Damn. He's on a box! Tiny lad.
Order! Order!
The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future.
With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gents on the straight and narrow.
Oh, is that all he's doing there? So he's not actually a witness?
Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand.
Skulkins, you will now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question and what exactly you saw.
Happy to. Because a skulkin's never skulking. Okay, interesting motto.
Get out of it.
Good old Gregsy. Witness testimony. Ooh, we are finally back, guys. It's official. Illegal entry. Okay. We was walking down Baker Street in a small house and the gas door was ajar, see? It was like some kind of sign, begging for us to go in, it was. But once we got inside, core blimey lummy, we heard a gunshot from the back room. We went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside. We never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that nice and quiet. Interesting. So if we could just prove that they stole something, that might cause them to blab a bit more.
A terrible coincidence, it would seem.
But not actually, they didn't actually see anything. They just heard something, right? Which is still kind of witnessy, I guess.
In the precise moment these miscreants entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot.
The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail.
Okay. Yeah, front door's right in front of, or I should say, provides a viewpoint to the front door, yeah. But just to hear something, yeah.
The door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside.
Does this stuff show up in the history? It does. Good stuff.
And within only the victim and the accused were found.
I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defence may cross-examine the witness now, of course. Counsel, if you please.
Whew. Okay, so it's going to be tough, but we'll take it slow and just try and slowly unravel this thing, as always.
Counsel?
Yes. What's the matter, Rune? Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by that pair in the stand. I know that it's all nonsense because I saw it with my own eyes. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. Okay, so we know, starting off, that, well, from the sounds of it, everything they've said is complete lies. Which I don't think we've ever had that in a case before, right? Sometimes towards the end of a trial, but never for, like, the first gimmick. Interesting. Right, guys, this seems like a very good time to leave it there. Unfortunate as it is, because we are back and I am raring to go. But yeah. Righty, guys. If you like the looks of any of the suggested videos flooding your screen at this very second, then check some of them out, and more importantly, let me know what you thought, because like I say, I'm estimating 12 episodes from now we will be done and dusted with this game. But it's been a long adventure so far, so feedback would be very tasty for future games in the series. For the channel, I mean. I don't think we'll be playing another one of these. Not for a long while. Unless, hey, if you liked it, get the comments in. I don't know if there's any more. We could easily go back to the Phoenix Wright or something like that. And also if you've got ideas for different games, because like I say, once this is done, and I have... although... yeah. Timeline-wise... it's old news to you guys, but I have just finished Life is Strange, and I'm currently thinking about what on earth it is I actually want to do next. So suggestions are always good. If you've missed any of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles adventures so far, then catch up. But the main thing is, guys, as always, rambling aside, I hope you're well, thanks for watching, and see you again next time.